Hello everyone and welcome to So Many Games at a Time. My name is Joachim and today we will be unboxing Stationfall. Now you can see this is the box already. Here we have the neoprene mat that I will show later on as well. Now you can also see there's some glare here. Normally there's no glare, but I had a little technical issue, so we're just gonna have to deal with the glare because I don't know how long it's gonna take to fix it. And you know, I just want to get this video out ASAP, so I'll make sure that it doesn't cause too many problems. Alright, so I'm going to take this out. This is of course wrapped by VFI. I would also like to stress that I live in Hong Kong, so I'm not aware whether we got this earlier or not, but if we do, that means it was produced in China and we're basically living next door, so that's why I got it at this time. But once again, I'm not sure if we got it first or not, so who knows. Alright, so I'm going to take this out. So this is it. That's just a pretty small box actually, especially if you look at the neoprene mat, because it just keeps going, it keeps going, it keeps going, and this is it. So pretty big. So I'm going to take the bubble wrap off of both and then I'll get back to you. Okay, so this is what it looks like when all the bubble wrap is gone. Here are the 3D figurines, which I'll leave until the end, the neoprene map, and the actual game. So first we'll do the game and then we'll do the other stuff. So I'm gonna move this to the side a bit. And then zoom in a bit more. Okay, so Stationfall, Ion game design. It doesn't have the developer or anything on it. So here we have all the characters, okay, that you can see, and also my shadow, I guess. Shadow, Stationfall, 1 to 9 players, 90 to 120 minutes, 14 plus. I'm curious how long it would take with more people though. With 9 people it would still be 120 minutes. Now we know it's always a lie, but you never know. This time might not be. So here's the back of the box. Okay, so game design met Eklund, and then a lot of other people as well. Okay, so this is what it looks like. There's not too much stuff around the game board though, so I don't know, we'll see. Let's open it up. I don't think there will be art inside the box. There's not. So then I'll put it into this so it's easier to open the rulebook. Once again, sorry about the glare, but I'll do more like this, so the glare will not be much of a problem. So the launch manual. Now this first page is very thick. It kind of feels like 2 pages, but it's only 1, right? Oh no, there's a flap. Okay, here. There we go. Okay. Components, section locator. So there's lots of different sections on the map. You can see it. Okay. Welcome to the launch manual. The 3 rule books: the launch manual, the reference manual, and the Stationfall Character Dossier. Alright. Tutorial game setup. And you can play solo. It was 1 to 9, so I'll be very curious to see how this plays solo as well. Okay. 12 minutes to Stationfall. Oh yeah, because of course the station is falling down. That hence the name, and it's cool that you learn as you're playing. It's always nice. 9 minutes to Stationfall. 8 minutes to Stationfall. So everybody's different strategy from turn to turn. So basically this whole rulebook I was about to say is just constantly the minutes ticking down, but okay. Stationfall primer. Stationfall station automation, bots for solo, co-op, and added players. Okay, so I guess could you play solo with 8 bots? I wonder. Yeah, it seems like it. The bots are found on the back of the character cards. So basically, you can just get 8 bots. Yeah, decide how many bots you want to use. The more difficult to win, of course. And yeah, so you can do like a extravaganza. Okay. Alright, and then finally at the end is when it's still going down, of course. Alright, and then we have the character dossier, the character rules. It's quite thick as well. So the different characters on Project X as well. Okay. They have all these different abilities. Astro Chimp, the billionaire. I'm not going to go over what everybody does, okay? Just the art. Border, botanist, colonel, consort, corpsicle, and the counselor. Okay. Cyborg, daredevil, digital assistant. I like this. And Dr. Hyde. So there's also Dr. Jekyll then, I guess. Here you go, Dr. Jekyll. Drones. Engineer and exile. The inspector. Looks like Inspector Gadget a bit. Legal. Maintenance clones. Medical. Microbiologist and operative. Security and station chief. Stowaway and stranger. Telepathic rats and troubleshooter. Carnivorous bioexperiment and combat swarm and death ray and entropy phantom. Wow. Grey goo, expanding nanoslime, robotic assassin. Stable wormhole and tentacled monstrosity. Wow. Alright, there's more index. And then we have the Stationfall reference manual. Twice. Is there a difference? Maybe the language? No, there's just two. Okay, because you have 9 people. You want to, potentially, you want to just pass it around. Okay, so let's take a look at it. Technicalities. Alright, so basically more information about different parts of the game. It's like a huge player aid. Okay. Basic actions, section actions, console actions, Stationfall. Rules for 1, 2, 3, and 6+ players. Team game variant, so you can play in teams as well. And then the sequence of play and also other stuff. Alright, here we have the Punchboards. Okay. And then the other side of it. Alright. Pretty cool. Other side. The Panic Pod, the Medivac Pod. 2-player, 2-player, other players. Maybe the backside is more different players. Only a little bit. Okay, 3 to 9 players, so on. Okay. More tokens. Yeah, I actually backed this game as a late backer because initially I wasn't convinced. I wasn't crazy about the looks of the game. But then I watched the video and that really made me want it. So honestly, I don't remember the video. I just remember watching it and being like, okay, I need this game. This needs to be part of my collection. So I'm actually really curious to dive into it again and find out what I liked so much about it. Okay, so this is the board. I'm going to put this to the side because I'm going to check it out together with the neoprene map so you can see the difference. Okay. So just continue here. There are a bunch of baggies. Okay. And then some more baggies. And then some more baggies. And yep, you guessed it. So many baggies. I wonder if they're also for all the different units that you put stuff in, because so many baggies. So many. A couple of videos ago I was complaining about new games now no longer including baggies, which, just look at all the baggies. Which of course is a good thing for nature, but a pain to sort your stuff. So look at all these bags. Oh my god, so many bags. Look at it. I mean, I'm maybe I'll do a reboxing just to see if it gets used, all of them. Ton of bags. It's like Oprah handing out bags. You get a bag, you get a bag. Everyone gets a bag. Then a random loose one die. And then these things here, take it out. So these are just all has the letter B, or I guess these have to do with characters as well, maybe. Let's see if I can find out what they actually are. Oh, those are bribe tokens. Okay, bribe tokens. So these here are bribe tokens. Okay, then we have these A's. Let's get them out. There you go, we have all these A's. I'm looking for it, but I can't really see what it is. I can't find the token. The A's are activation discs. Okay, activation discs, there you go. Alright, then we have a bunch of cubes. I'm not going to open these. These are just your typical tiny cubes, you know, for all different colors, so I'm not going to spend time on that. These ones are open, because they have a bunch of different stuff on the bottom. You can see, and this, for example, on the other side is this, but they all have different stuff. Whoa. So, yeah, okay, so one is on the floor. They all have different symbols, and these are, they are character pawns. So these are actually the different units that are in the game. So I wonder if these are still used if you use the miniatures. Maybe not, maybe not. Okay, then here we have these timers. There we go. Quality is pretty good, the printing and everything. Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with it. And these timer thingies, they are time markers. Oh, there you go. You got 3 per player. So I guess every baggie could have all the items for 1 player. That would make sense, I guess. Then we have these here. Maybe this is from the Project Zero X, you know, with the monsters and everything and the robots. Just a guess. And this one as well. Okay. I think that's what these are. Yeah, yes, the basic Project X characters, robot characters, cyborg characters, all these in here, which once again might be replaced with the minis. Then we have these cards, and for those I'm going to sit down. Okay, let's continue. So now I have these 2 decks, so let's take a look at the smaller deck first. I also angled the camera, so the glare should not be a problem unless I do this, but I'll try not to. So first, this is a player aid. Talks about the scripts. Then we have all these bot cards, which I'll check in a second. So bot. The cards are pretty thick, actually. Nice thick cards. We have identity, a bunch of identity. So let's take a look at the bots. So once again, if you want to play with bots, if you're playing alone or with 2 people or less than 9, you can always add a bot. And these are all bot cards. You can see the different names are on there. Concert, Copsicle, Counselor, and their scripts. So that's what these cards do. Then we have identity cards. So this is of course who you are. Astro Chimp, the billionaire. You also have some numbers and stuff on it. Yeah, so no need to really go through this again because we've seen the art already in the rule book. But yeah, these are all these. Yep, that's pretty easily done. And here we have more cards. Like some of them are Project X, as you can see, Project X, right? And the rest are basically, once again, all the characters. So you have a character, you also see where it starts. So the Astro Chimp starts in the kitchen. And when you flip it over, is the Astro Chimp bot. All right. So I guess you have, you need both cards to play. So the Astro Chimp, the billionaire, the border. I'll go over this one more time. The botanist, the colonel, the consort, the corpsicle, counselor, the cyborg, daredevil, digital assistant, doctor, drones, engineer, exile, inspector, legal, maintenance clones, medical, microbiologist, operative, security, Station Chief, Stowaway, Stranger, Telepathic Rat, and Troubleshooter. So those are all the different characters, and once again, the back is all bots, you know. Well, the drones do not have a bot card. Okay, so I guess everybody else does seem to have one. So you can actually, I mean, I think replayability-wise should be pretty high. Then here we have the Project X cards, the Carnivorous Bio-Experiment, Tentacled Monstrosity, the Robotic Assassin, Entropy Phantom, Death Ray, Stable Wormhole, Grey Goo, and the Combat Swarm. Okay, cool. So those are all the cards in the game. So I think you can safely say there's so much space here. I think I might be able to put the miniatures actually in here. Now I'm going to put everything temporarily on the side, and I'm going to put the board out and see what that looks like. Okay, so this is the board. Okay, so this way. So you can see there's a bunch of stuff that's going on here. You have the power status, all the different locations where you can go. So you can imagine if there's 9 people here at the same time, I guess it can go pretty crazy. It is a one-sided board, but now while we're at it, let's open the neoprene mats. Now, sadly, the box is like in a dire state. I mean, I guess I could still use it, but it's you know, it's having problems staying alive, if you know what I mean. So I might just end up tossing the box anyway, because I think it's going to fall apart quite soon. So this is a mat. So you can see it is much bigger than the board. So, all right, I'm just gonna get back to you guys real quick. Okay, so the mat does not fit on my table, but the reason for that is because this giant map has space for all the characters. I imagine this is for the character cards, because there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20 of them. And then if I do it like this a little bit, you also see here at the top, there's basically room for all the icons, all the tokens and so on. So that's what that adds. Let me just kind of put it like this, and I will put the board on top of it so you can have an idea of the size of this mat for those who ordered the mat. It looks really cool. I won't be able to play this at home, but that's okay, because there's always board game cafes, so there's always a second more than one possibility. So I guess pure board wise, it seems to be the same size. Yeah. So the mat only adds extra space for the cards and the tokens, right? Everything else seems to be exactly the same size. Yeah, exactly the same size. So yeah, I guess it keeps it more organized, and of course it's nicer to have a mat. But yeah, it is what it is. I can also see actually my board is a little bit damaged. You see this here? It's a little bit damaged. Too bad. But yeah. Anyway, so there's only one thing to do, one thing left to do then, and that is the miniatures. Okay, then it's time to open the 3D figurines, all 28 non-item data core game characters. I haven't tested yet, but I'm hoping, looks a bit too big, but I'm hoping it fits in the main box, but I'll let you know later on. So it says here for use with Stationfall or any other sci-fi board game or RPG, that's true. Let's take a look at the back. So it just says 28 figurines for Stationfall in multiple language. 28 non-item, non-data characters found in the base game. Even if designed for Stationfall, these cool cats, oddballs, and just not quite normal characters can of course be used for any sci-fi flavored board game or RPG setting. Alright, let's open it up. There we go. Let's check it out. Alright. I'm going to put these to the side in the hope that my camera will focus better. So these miniatures, they are not super detailed, I have to say, but of course they will suffice, right? So I guess it's like a businessman or whatever. I'm not going to guess what they are. because I'll be wrong anyway. I'm not going to try to mix to match them. But I mean, they'll do fine, you know. And I think once they're painted, they'll definitely pop when they are on the board. So there we go. And I'm wondering if these are just the characters or also from the project thing. I think it might just be the characters. There we go. Next. This is the doctor. I remember this. It's also easy to see with the syringe, of course. This one's a little bit brown. I think it's burnt. His shoulder is burnt. Or her shoulder is burnt. But I guess that won't matter once I prime it and then paint it. So it should be okay. Alright. There we go. I think this is one of the doctors. You have Dr. Jekyll and Dr. Hyde. This seems like one of them. Oh, this is just the same character. There's should be only one person, right? Because if I look here, I don't see anybody else. So I guess it's just one person. There we go. Alright. Next. Oh, this is the billionaire, I think. Looks very fancy regardless. Or the courtesan. Yeah, courtesan, I think. Then we have this guy and his brother over here. The two bots. Different poses, so that's cool. And this one. All right. Then we have the chimp. Pretty cool. Okay. I think this is a cyborg. Yeah, for sure, once they're painted, it'll look much better. The question, of course, is when I'm going to paint them. And something I didn't see in the box is rings. So, because there's no rings, I think it's going to be difficult to know who has which character. I mean, I don't remember seeing any rings. Oh, this is very spooky. Very spooky. So how do you know then? Because even on the box, no rings, right? So you're really going to have to know. If you play with a lot of people, you're really going to have to know who is who. So you have to make sure you use characters that are really obviously different. Because some of these, they're not that different if they're not painted, you know? For example, this guy you would easily recognize, right? Because of everything on his back and everything. But then like a captain, from a businessman, from even this guy, you know, it's much more difficult to see the difference when they're on the board. So yeah, I would definitely suggest painting them. Would have been nicer to just have like a, oh, this is cool. Would have been a bit nicer to just have a have the rings, but yeah, it is what it is. And this one. Yeah, some of these they're a little bit. Okay, no, it's okay. Seems like there's glue here, but once again, if you prime it, you don't see it. This is another one of those more generic ones. I mean, this has the B of the bit, right? So you can recognize them, but not painted and just gray, it's a lot more difficult. So yeah, I'm repeating myself, but I think this game would definitely benefit if you paint the minis to increase the recognition of them. There you go. This looks like a businessman, a cell phone and a briefcase. Here. There we go. What was this? HR? Not HR, management, I guess? I'm not sure. Something like that. Cool. And there's two more. So yeah, the project ones I don't think are here. I didn't really see them. It looks like, this is the Inspector Gadget. Yeah. Or you could also call him Dick Tracy because he had like yellow and black, right? And then this guy. Like, for example, this one has the other symbol on the back. But these are the maintenance guys, the maintenance clones. So no wonder they look like each other. So this is the other maintenance guy, for example. You see they're clones. Yeah. So I guess when you play with those, you actually control 3 people. Alright, that's actually already it. Here they are. So let's quickly see if it actually fits in the box. Okay, so I think that's going to be a no. Yeah, see? No. Because it's even too wide to fit by itself. Well, no, you can get it in. I guess you can get it in. So what I would suggest, most likely, since the insert doesn't really have any function, no specific function, I would probably just throw this out. That way you can put the miniatures in, and there's room for everything. And you don't have to keep this separately. Of course, then it's more difficult to use it in RPG, but I don't do RPGs. There's also nothing underneath the insert, by the way. So I think this insert will say bye-bye, and also those tokens I'll probably put in plastic containers, and then it'll be much easier to fit everything in. So that is my plan. Up to you what you want to do, of course. And yeah, that's it. I think I can put this here now and say this was the unboxing of Stationfall. Keep an eye on the channel. Eventually there'll be playthroughs. I can't say when, obviously. I also don't know when you're watching this, so yeah, there might be already. But anyway, my name is Joachim. Just so many games all the time, and I'll see you next time. Okay, bye bye.